You know what hurts the most? It's not when strangers judge you. It's when someone you once called family, someone you trusted, laughs at the man who gives you his whole heart. My name is Kendra Miles, I'm 32 years old, and this is the story of how my best friend, no former best friend, mocked my husband for working in a grocery store, and how she came crawling back years later, begging for a place in a life she never believed we'd have. But life is funny, 'cause the tables didn't just turn. They spun so fast, she couldn't recognize her own reflection when karma finally slammed her. Let me start at the beginning. I've known Vanessa since high school. Tall, blonde, loud, and rich. At least that's what she made everyone believe. She lived in a big house in Dallas, Texas. She drove a new BMW at 20. She always wore designer bags, even though most were gifts from men 20 years older than her. Vanessa loved one thing more than anything else: making other women feel small, especially me. And the moment I married my husband, Ethan, she found her favorite weapon. Ethan wasn't rich. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't the type to take selfies with money spread on a table. He worked at a local grocery store stocking shelves and unloading delivery trucks. A simple job, but honest. He never lied, cheated, or pretended. He worked 10-hour days, came home tired, kissed my forehead and said, "Someday, Kendra, I'll give you the life you deserve." I'm not there yet, but I won't stop until I am. But Vanessa? Oh, she loved to mock him. Whenever she saw him in his green uniform shirt, she'd smirk. "Wow, Kendra. Must be fun being married to the grocery boy." Sometimes she'd look at me with fake sympathy. "Babe, you could have married someone who drives a Mercedes, not someone who pushes carts." I always replied, "I don't need a man with a Mercedes. I need a man with a heart." But Vanessa kept pushing. She'd send me photos of her designer bags and text, "Wish your husband could buy you something like this." She'd show me vacation pics with her rich boyfriend and say, "You deserve luxury, babe." Not whatever that is. That meaning my husband, the man I loved. One evening, she invited us to her housewarming party. Her mansion, her chandeliers, her marble floors. Her guests dressed like they walked off magazine covers. Ethan wore his best shirt. He ironed it twice. But the moment we walked in, Vanessa's eyes widened. "Oh, you wore that." She dragged me to a corner and whispered loud enough for him to hear, "Kendra, please, don't bring him to events like this. He looks like staff." I felt my face burn. Ethan heard everything, and he didn't say a word. Not that night. Not on the way home. Not even when I cried. He just held my hand and whispered, "Someday she'll regret every word she said about me." I didn't know it then, but that night lit a fire inside him. A fire that would change everything. Ethan quit his grocery job 3 months later. Not angrily. Not dramatically. He just said, "I've learned enough. I'm ready." Ready for what? I didn't understand. He enrolled in business classes. He spent nights reading books on entrepreneurship. He built small prototypes. He sketched ideas. He failed. Failed again. But every night, I saw something in his eyes I'd never seen before. A hunger. He started developing an app. A simple inventory tool for small stores to track stock more effectively. Vanessa laughed when she heard. "A grocery boy making a tech app? Girl, he'll be back stocking shelves in a month." But he didn't stop. He coded. He tested. He redesigned. And slowly something started to take shape. Something big. 2 years later, he came home breathless. "Kendra, we did it." His app got picked up by a major retail investor. Within months, he was hired as CEO of a startup built around his software. Our life changed overnight. The same man Vanessa called Grocery Boy was now CEO at 33, owner of a fast-growing retail tech company, featured in local business magazines, invited to tech conferences, earning more in a month than Vanessa's boyfriends combined. But the best part? He stayed the same man. Humble, kind, grounded. And Vanessa? Life wasn't so kind to her. Her rich boyfriend left her. Her credit card debt piled up. Her rich lifestyle cracked like cheap glass. She sold her BMW. Her designer bags turned out to be mostly fake. She moved into a small apartment. And one day she texted me, "Hey girl, long time. Can we meet? I need advice." Advice. from the friend she belittled, from the woman whose husband she mocked. But I agreed, because I didn't want revenge to be just petty. I wanted it to be poetic. We met at a rooftop restaurant, one owned by one of Ethan's business partners. Vanessa arrived looking tired, wearing clothes far cheaper than before. She hugged me like she hadn't insulted my entire marriage for years. "Kendra, babe, I missed you." I smiled warmly. She looked around, impressed. "Wow, this place is fancy. Must be expensive." I replied casually, "Not for us." She blinked. "Us." I slid my phone across the table. On the screen was a news article. Local startup CEO Ethan Miles raises $8 million in funding. Her face turned white. "Ethan? You're Ethan." I nodded. She stared at me like her entire world collapsed. Then she whispered, "Kendra, I'm so sorry." But I tilted my head and asked, "Sorry for what? For calling him a grocery boy? For mocking our marriage? For trying to make me feel small because he didn't wear designer clothes?" Her lips trembled. "I didn't mean." I cut her off gently. "Yes, you did. And now life is simply giving you what you gave." She cried softly. "Kendra, can you help me get a job at his company? Please. I'm desperate." And there it was. Karma. Served fresh. I leaned in and whispered, "Vanessa, Ethan only hires people with dignity, not people who think money makes them better." Her face cracked like ice under a hammer. I stood up, placed money on the table, and added, "My husband didn't become a CEO to impress people like you. He did it to prove that good men don't stay at the bottom forever." Then I walked away. No shouting. No insults. Just the truth. 1 week later, Vanessa showed up at a tech conference, the same one Ethan was speaking at. She tried to approach him. Security stopped her. And Ethan, my sweet, gentle husband, looked her in the eyes and said, "Ma'am, this area is for professionals only." He knew exactly who she was, but he didn't even acknowledge her as someone from his life. It destroyed her. Later that night he told me, "The best revenge isn't humiliation, Kendra. It's success so loud that the people who doubted you can't even speak." And he was right. Vanessa never mocked anyone's job again. She moved to another city, starting over from zero. As for us, we bought our dream house, started our own foundation for underprivileged workers. And every night, he still kissed my forehead and said, "I wasn't always enough, but I always tried. And you believed in me before anyone else."